Hey, 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 welcome to After Hours here at Linda's Electric Quilters. Thank you so much for joining me today. And as you can see, it's just me again. That's okay, it's fine, it's fine. We're gonna get into why Diana couldn't be with us tonight, but I want to welcome everyone that is watching. Thank you so much. And also, I want to welcome in my special guest for the night as well. I like this kind of like talk show feel. Sometimes I can just bring people in sometimes and send them on their way afterwards. But this is amazing. And so I'm super, super excited to welcome my cousin Summer back to the After Hours stage. Yay. So come on in. She had an absolute blast last week. I think she wouldn't stop talking about it. And when y'all came into the store or called her on the phone, be like, oh, you made your debut on YouTube?
Yes, I was like, oh my gosh, people actually noticed me. Who I am. They remembered.
I think you did a great job.
Oh, thank you.
A lot of people made some good comments on how, she was very upfront about she's been out of the game for about 4 years on long arming and had all the guts and all the courage just to hop right in and start doing it.
Yay.
Which I applaud. I love that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's super exciting just to do it in general, though. I mean, like, it's a rush. You get to learn so many things.
It's a rush.
I know y'all feel the power behind that machine. Y'all can't tell me you don't. Like, I know you do.
She feels the power. It's true. You grab that machine, you're like, whoa. We did that the same time. Y'all know we're cousins. It's great. Before we get started, of course, make sure that you like and subscribe our channel. So it's right down there, the bottom right-hand corner. You got it that time. She's learning. Make sure you subscribe to that channel. After you click on that subscribe button, make sure you click on the little bell that shows up so you can get notified whenever we post new videos or whenever we go live. Ding, ding. Oh, yeah, that's right. It does go ding, ding when you do it. Good job. So let's talk about why my normal co-host is not with us today. Because we all know, if you watched last week, she was in beautiful Destin, Florida, living her best life on the beach.
Best life.
But much deserved, as we keep saying. Very much so deserved. But she is actually under the weather right now. She has some really bad allergies.
Very bad allergies.
Traveling through all of those states with bad allergies might not have been her best idea, but it's fine. It's fine. We still love her. It's fine.
Yeah, we're good.
So she's actually under the weather right now. If she came here and tried to talk to you, it wouldn't be a cute sight. Trust me. She tries to talk to me on the phone daily, and I'm just like, Mom, you gotta go. Love you, bye. But we are missing her very much. I'm sure all of you are as well. Send her some love in the comments because I know she's at home watching as well.
She is.
So tonight, we're going to talk about the Basic 8 stencil in the Basic 8 book.
Before we do that, we have to do our question.
I keep forgetting about the
keep
question.
See,
this is why she's going to fire me.
She will.
I mean, try. But
True.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Yes, go ahead and answer the question. I love Summer for being here and reminding me of that. Go ahead and ask that question.
So our question for the day is, what has been your favorite lesson so far from the LEQ After Hours?
That's a great question. I've had her in charge of answering or putting down the questions because I can't think of it right now at that point. But what has been your favorite episode of After Hours with us? What technique have you liked the most?
What have you learned the most from?
Exactly.
I mean, there could be some episodes that you knew nothing about before, and now you're just like, wow.
Mind blown.
Absolutely. I mean, every episode is like that for me because I'm an embryo.
You're an embryo, but you're learning.
I'm a tadpole now.
You're a tadpole now. You are growing. You are growing. Another question that I'm sure we're going to get tonight is why are cousin and I in long sleeves?
Yeah, because, we're in Texas.
Because we're in Texas, where it's 103 degrees outside. It probably isn't. Don't quote me on that. But
feels like it.
Feels like it. While Diana has been away, we've been in charge of the thermostat. So it's nice and cold in here. It keeps us nice and sharp.
It keeps me awake, focused,
ready to
do all my work.
Yeah, so we keep the temperature down a little bit in here when we do After Hours. So we decided to throw on some long sleeves.
There you go.
To look all fancy.
Yes.
So throwing in your answers in the comment section. What has been your favorite episode so far? What have you liked the most? What have you enjoyed the most?
What technique?
You can say all of it. That's fine.
Everything. I want to hear it all.
Yes.
I want to hear it all.
You heard it right from cousin.
Yes.
She wants to hear it all. And so while you're doing that, we're going to talk about what we're talking about this week.
Yes.
So this week, we're going to be talking about the Basic 8 book and the stencil that goes along with it.
Yes.
So the Basic 8 actually has 4 books in the series.
Wow.
But they are combined into basically pairs.
Oh, okay.
So 1 and 2 are one book individually, and then you've got book 3 and 4. and they're
it's like a 2-in-1 deal.
Basically, yeah.
There you
so you're
go.
kind of getting two for the price of one. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so they're all split up in there, but you've got 1 and 2, and that's the book that we're going to be looking at today or this evening.
Yes.
We've got Basic 8 1 and 2. There are a plethora.
Oh my goodness,
Plethora.
That's a great
You saw what I
word.
did there? You
I
like that?
did.
Okay. Of ideas in this book. We're looking at 62 pages.
Thick book.
It's a thick one.
It's a thick
It's a thick one.
one.
And so we've got plenty of different ideas in there for you. We've got some really cool blocks that we're going to be quilting on today as well.
I was going to say, you have some pretty interesting blocks back there.
I do have some pretty interesting ones quilted out.
Yeah.
Trying to give you a few different ideas that you can do besides just a square.
Normal basic,
Yeah, so
yeah.
we want to throw in a couple of different things with it. My mother, I just enjoy doing them with my awesome son. Brownie points for you, Mom. Thanks. But
She
yeah,
knows how to get you
she knows how to.
sweetened
She get me all sweetened up. So, like I said, talking about the Basic 8 book 1 and 2, and then we are also looking at the stencils that go along with them.
Stencils.
We love a Basic 8 stencil. It can be
Yes.
used so many different
Anywhere,
ways.
everywhere, all the time.
I think almost all
Every
the episodes
book.
we've
Yeah.
done,
I was
we've used a
gonna
Basic
say,
8 in
I've
there.
seen it in everything.
Yeah, almost all of them. It's just a very universal stencil.
It is.
One of my favorites for sure. So I think let's hop over to the quilt machine real quick.
So we can see the different blocks.
I want
that
to see
you
the
got.
different blocks that I've
Yeah.
got, and then we're going to come back and also unveil something else that we've been looking for you and finally got them, and they're really cool. So I'm going to run over to the machine real
Alrighty.
quick and take a quick glance. So we're starting out with just a basic square block, and then we've got a square and a square. We're going to be doing a log cabin. A little further down, I've got a bear claw, a pinwheel, and then also part of the inner part of a double wedding ring. So giving you a bunch of different ideas that you can use either your 9-inch Basic 8, which is code 1959. So you can use your 9-inch Basic 8, or we also have a 14-inch Basic 8, and that's code 1887. And you can use them for all sorts of different things depending on the size of your block. So let's run over and take a look-sees at our different Basic 8s. So inside of the Basic 8 book, like we've talked about through some of them, I can crack our Basic 8 book open. Let's go here. And they have different pages in here where you can copy and you can learn and draw and use your muscle memory to sketch out all your designs, which I think is a whole lot of
I was
fun.
about to say, muscle memory is everything for
It is.
this. And so to be able to make copies and then just practice your fingers going in that certain motion, I mean, that's just really good. What's going to get you to do it.
That's what's up.
Yes.
And then also, because so many of you have been watching, thank you, I've been able to upgrade to colored
Yay,
expo markers.
colors!
Yay! So you get to pick whatever color you want, and you can stitch that out. So go ahead and, oh, I feel like I just can't wait any longer, though.
You can't.
I don't think I can.
Okay,
Okay, we're going to move that out of the way
let's
real
move
quick.
this
I don't think
out
I
the
can wait any
way.
longer. So looking at some fabric here, I've got white fabric with these navy blue dots on it. And a lot of you have been reaching out to us and
Yes.
asking, how are we supposed to use the chalk pencil, the white chalk
The
pencil,
white chalk pencil.
on white fabric? And
That's
now-
a great question.
It's a good question, and you can use it if if you have a black lining machine. It helps reflect it a little bit.
Oh, okay.
But a few of you have been having issues with that and was asking what our opinions would be on how we could fix that issue.
Okay.
So yours truly decided to hop on some ordering sites and figure out what I could find, and I found this light gray chalk pencil.
Light gray.
Light gray, yes.
Oh.
And it's been on the website for about a week, and some of you have already snagged
I
it
was
before I
gonna
could
say,
unveil
I've
it.
had some orders with that light gray.
But this is great. We're going to be demoing it today on the black fabric, but it also works really well on the white
Yes.
fabric, so you can really see it. So I've got this here. We'll zoom in a little bit so you can see. But as you can see, I've made a few marks, but let's say I've got this light gray, and I can just easily, nothing too heavy on that white, because you don't obviously want to get it super dark,
No, yeah, for sure.
but you can easily draw the design of your choice,
And it still pops up.
and it still pops up where you can
Oh
see
my
it.
goodness. So then you can still follow it. You can still see it. You
And
don't
then
need the black light.
You just
and
hop
then
off
you got
your erase it and you're good to go.
There you go.
So I just couldn't hold that back. I've been so excited since I found
he
them.
really has been.
And then I can just erase that right out like it was never there. Nothing
Wow.
harsh, not gonna stain those white fabrics.
No.
Gonna
and
look
look
really
at
nice.
that. That's amazing.
I think that's beautiful.
That light gray is...
Love this light gray pencil.
Yes.
I think it's absolutely stunning when it comes to chalk pencils.
My new favorite chalk pencil.
For sure. Okay, so what are you stitching out today for us?
Okay, so today I decided to choose one from the first part of the book, because like we said, there's 2 parts to the book. So the first one I chose was on page 24. So this is what it looks like. And then this is where it shows you to start, and then you'll go up and around the loopy, and you keep just going up and around. And I thought this was nice and easy for me because some of them get a little bit more difficult.
And that's where you're building that muscle memory.
Yeah,
you're
exactly.
building that
So
practice.
I was like,
so start
with
somewhere.
the small, do the easy, learn how to do the swirlies. Ooh, this pink is really popping out at me.
Okay,
Telling me if I don't use it, something bad's gonna happen.
I can't with you.
Okay, so I have my basic 8. Let's see.
So it looks like we're starting in the center.
Yes.
It's always a good place to start.
So we're gonna do S for the start.
Yep. And then it looks like you're coming out with a nice curve.
Yes. So I'm gonna come out here, and then it does that little
loop right there.
loop right there,
and then cross back over.
You go back down.
And while you're in the middle of doing that one, go ahead and do that loop that pops in right there.
Okay. So do
like
that.
There you go. And then work your way, same way across.
Okay.
There we go. Just like that.
And
Stunning.
we do the loop around, come back, and do our little circle. Oh, that's so cute.
It is cute.
Is there a certain name for that? Because I know you guys have a lot of names for...
That particular design?
Yeah.
I'm not 100% sure,
Okay.
to be real honest with you.
No problem. Just wanted to know, see if I can expand my learning.
Oh, there you go. And then boom. That's where you
Boom,
finish.
bam, baby. Wow,
Just like that.
that looks amazing.
It's really amazing. It softens that block a little bit.
Yeah,
and
for
it's super
sure.
fast.
It is.
You think you got 15 blocks on the quilt, you can throw that in there like nobody's business.
Vroom, vroom, vroom.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right. Well,
Okay.
you want to head over to the machine and
Yeah,
give it a try?
let me go right over there, see what I can work up.
Okay.
Whew.
Well, head on over there and let's see what you can do.
Okay. Now I'm gonna remember some of the stuff because you remember last week I was a little brand new.
So
Okay.
first things first, let's
Oh.
grab our stencil.
Yes, our stencil.
Yep. So we're
So
going
I
to use the
have-
9-inch one for our blocks now.
Yes. And then you always put the label down first.
Mm-hmm.
And then you match it up with the corners, correct?
Yes, look at my little tadpole.
Yes, she's learning. She's learning.
She's learning.
That's all we care about. Okay, so it's there.
Okay.
And then we get our pounce powder.
Mm-hmm.
Pat, pat.
Pat, pat.
There you go. Oof. There you
Okay.
go. And then you hold it
Mm-hmm.
and just lightly go over it.
That's all right.
We moved a little, but that's fine.
It's all right.
That's
a little bit.
great.
Oh, see, that gives you the idea, though. That's all
yeah,
you needed.
That's all I needed.
Yeah, that's all you needed was
That's
just the
great.
idea. So take
And
that,
then-
and then do you want to chalk it out to
I
give your idea? She's so
do
excited to use the
I
light
wanna
gray.
use the light gray. I'm so excited. Okay, so here's my starting point.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to start here and do my big loop. Ooh,
That's all right.
and go up and loopy.
Got you a design choice there.
There you go, my design choice, my fashion design. There we go. And then we'll come up here.
Nice big curve. There you go.
There
Nice
you
big
go.
curve. And you're wanting that point to close out right on that basic 8 line.
And bam.
There you go.
I think that's all I need. I
Okay.
think I'm going to
You got it?
do the rest.
Okay.
Freehanded,
All righty.
right?
Yep, freehand.
There you go.
All
Okay.
right. So you tell me, can you reach that easily? I know I've got it a little far back for you.
Nope, I think this is all good.
Okay.
I should be able to go.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, you're
Oh
good.
yeah,
All
I
right.
got long arms. My mom blessed me.
I'm dead.
Okay,
All right,
so
so
we
we'll
do
single
A
stitch.
first, single
Mhm.
stitch.
And then we'll grab our threads. I'll grab them for you since you're kind of wrapped around the camera
Oh,
right now.
you're so sweet, cousin.
I try. And then 3 more singles.
1, 2, 3.
Okay. And then start going.
Okay, and that's when you press this button over here.
Yep.
Alrighty. Let's feel the power. Ooh. And I do my loopy around there and come back around. Hit that and do my little baby loop.
There you go.
Oh, look at her. She is so cute.
She is so cute.
Alrighty, we do our big curve, and then I'm gonna go into the little loopy around the corner. Oop, it's not really a loop, but that's okay. And do my another big curve, and my little loop in the middle. There we go. And now we're gonna do the freehanding part. So we'll do a big loop, or a big curve, my little loopy, and go back out, meet up in the middle, and do my other little one. Oh, nice.
Cute.
Okay. And then now my last part, make a real big loop, big curve around again, go to the middle and do my little baby loop on the inside.
Look at you go, queen.
Oh, thank you. How do you stop this?
So same button you use to
Same
start
button.
it. There you go. And then you'll do 3 single stitches.
1, 2, 3.
Perfect. And then
And
we
then
can
I
push the
pull
machine
back.
away. Yeah. And I'll hold the thread for you. And you come back again.
Ooh.
Take another single stitch right where we stopped.
Right there.
Push it back again. And you can always, pro tip, take this bobbin thread, give it a little bit of a tug, and that hides the loop underneath it. And
Oh,
hides it in the
look at
fabric.
you.
Just like that.
Love these little tips.
That's what we got. That's what I'm
Oh,
here for.
she is cute.
She's
She
cute.
is crazy. She is fun.
I like the movement of it.
I do too. I love the little wave that
Little
we got
wave that it
going
gives it.
on.
Okay, well, let's head back up to the front,
Okay.
and I'll get you to draw out your next design.
Perfect.
See what else you got working with here.
I wanted to make it from, since there's 2 books, I wanted to make the second book my next one. So my next one is on page 48, if you're following along. And this is what I got going on. I thought I'd try a little bit more difficult. So we're just gonna do our little triangle. Or it's not really a triangle, it's like a diamond. I don't know what I'm saying. And then do the little loopies around and then come in the middle and do like a little flower.
Just like
So I
that.
thought that was really fun.
Yeah, I like that one.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So we are going to start at the top. So put my little S for starting. And then I am just gonna come around here and do my points. So point and point, point and point. That is a great tool. I love saying my
It's
point.
saying your points. It kind of gives you that
Yes.
hesitation, too, to make sure they're nice and sharp.
Yeah, make sure you hit that line, especially since you have the stencil there. And then do my little curve, and you just meet it to that middle line. So curve, and curve, and curve, and bam.
Just like that.
That is really fun. And there's actually a design in the book that's just like this. And I thought it'd be super cool if somebody did, you know, like little designs or the little stripes that you always
For
talk
sure,
about.
yeah. Little ribbon candies
That'd
on the side or something.
Yeah, I
that'd be
thought
cute.
that would be really cute. And then I'll come in the middle now and I'll just do my little baby flower.
Just
And there
like
you
that.
go.
Awesome. So then you also have, let me give you another pro tip here.
Yeah, of course.
So
Love to
what I
hear.
could do is, I'm going to erase this, sorry.
Go right ahead.
And I'm going to come in, I'm feeling feisty. I'm going to do
Feisty.
red.
Red hot.
And so what you can also do to make a little smoother transition for yourself when you're on the inner side, do these as a figure 8.
Ooh.
And then come up and do your figure 8 here as well. It's a little bit of a smoother transition for you.
I would have never
And it keeps the
thought.
nice flow of the curve. So you're doing a figure 8
Yeah.
and then move your way up here and figure 8 into that one.
Definitely. That's 10 times easier than how I was doing it. Thank the Lord. We have Corey here, right?
Oh, I wouldn't go that far, but okay. All right, so I've got your camera all set up back on the machine.
Ooh,
And you go through your pounce powder.
Oh, yay. I'm excited. Alrighty. So I have my block. I'm going to get my stencil labeled down like they've been teaching me. And match up my corners. Ooh, maybe if I'd stop moving it, it'd match up, right? Okay, we got it all matched up. Little baby tap since I tapped it pretty hard the first time. There we go. Let's just hold it down and lightly go across everything. There we go. That should be good enough. And bam. There we go. That is some nice lines for me to
Bam.
follow. Not as dark as I was doing last week. I'm very proud of myself. She's learning. Okay, so then I'm going to just draw it out real quick. Let's have my S right there.
Oh, yeah.
And then I'm going to go hit my point. So do my curve and point. Point. And then I'm going to go point and point. And then I'm going to do my curves. So I'm going to meet them in the middle. Man, I love stencils. She is a smart woman.
I know, Pam's pretty much a genius.
Yeah, I mean, I would have never guessed that this tool would be able to do so many different things.
Yeah, for sure.
And then there we go. And then I could just do my little figure 8, which I want to do by myself with no guidance.
Okay.
There we go. Okay. So let's get started and pull it up. To my start point is single stitch.
Single, yep. I'll
And
do this while you're holding.
Oh, you're amazing. Love a supportive system. 2, 3.
Perfect.
And then I'm going to hit over here and get started. Yay! Okay, there we go. And point. And go around. Ooh.
You okay? Got caught on something?
Maybe.
Let me see what you caught on. Let me see. Let me check this while you're checking that. Once you run up and just draw it back out one more time with them.
For sure,
Let me see
no
what's
problem.
got caught on here on this machine.
Been wanting to learn how to draw all week, so this is perfect practice. So, like we said before, I'm just going to start up here. I love learning my muscle memory. This is such great practice for me. So I'm going to start up here and do my point. And then I'm going to come up here and point, point, and point. And then I'm going to do my curve. Ooh, and now I could practice my figure 8 in the middle. And then curve and curve. And then I'm going to come in the middle and do my basic, or not my basic 8, my figure 8.
Aha! I like what you did there. All right.
And bam.
Perfect. All right, I figured out what was going on.
Oh, good.
Had a little bit of a snag from some thread, which tends to happen sometimes.
Every now and then, yes. So let me head on back there and see what I can finish up. Okay. And then I could just press the D and it starts again?
Yeah. Let me get you all started back up again.
Yeah.
And then I'll give you a little bit of an adjustment. There you go.
Thank you, thank you,
Go
thank you. Alrighty, here we go. There we go. And whoop, point. Just having too much fun. And curve and point. And then I'm going to do my little curves now. What's that one saying? Slow and steady wins the race?
Slow and steady wins the race.
Yes, that's what we want to do. We want to run the race. So. And then go to the middle point and curve up and go to that one.
Perfect.
Curve and go to that middle point and then curve and go back up around. And then we are going to stop. There we go. She's learning. And then pull back, you say?
Yep, pull back and grab that thread.
Grab it.
And then come back and take a single stitch.
Ooh.
Oh, you gotta hold that one too.
Hold it.
It's a multi-talented thing.
She needs some more arms. Alrighty. And then right there.
Okay, yep, and then push it back.
Push it back again.
And then come in with a nice cut. Bam.
There we go, we got it. Teamwork.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
Alrighty, and then I'm gonna go to the middle part.
Right.
And I'm gonna single stitch, pull back, or no, not pull back. Ooh, messed up. It's okay, right? And then take this and go under, correct?
And then hold those threads nice and taut while you take about 3 stitches.
Okay, so I'm gonna hold those, do my 1, 2, Oh, it matches my nails, the thread. How cute. Okay. And then after I do that, I get to start.
Yep. While you're going up for your bottom figure eight, I'm going to take that from you. There you go. There you go. And then come down and figure eight it. Look at that!
Oh my goodness.
Look
You know,
at
they're
that.
really right. If you do go slow, it works out a lot better.
Works out in your favor sometimes that way.
Let me do it.
Stunning.
Single stitch, go back, pull that thread, come back up, do another stitch. And do I pull them both back up again?
Yep.
All
Just
right.
like that. Nope, just like that. And then you'll cut the threads.
And then you cut the threads. Let me get my little scissors. And bam. Oh, okay, look at her, you guys. She's a little wobbly, but it's okay, because she's
Alright.
still cute. And then you wanted to, you could always add just some more designs back here and everything like that.
I love it. I absolutely love it.
Thank you.
No
Thank
problem.
you.
Alrighty. So back up here at the little drawing station, that's what we're going to call it, up at the drawing station here. I'm going to be working on a square and a square block for my quilting, my first quilting. And so I'm going to turn my drawing on that angle. That way I have the actual idea of what I'm going to be doing. So I'll put it kind of on that diamond shape. And then this is, I'm kind of starting off with a more intense one for my start off. I'm going to be doing this feather block, and it's made to fit, you know, into a square block, but if I turn it on its 45, then I've got that square and a square, same design. And for this one, you can see that it kind of gives you those step-by-steps on how to draw it out, because the arrows might get a little confusing. So she put little diagrams right here on the side of kind of where to go and how to start. So if we're looking at that, we're starting with our figure eight first, and remember we are on a 45, but we still, these are our main lines right here. So we have to remember that when we are doing these things on a 45. So I'm going to start here in the center. I'll start with my figure eight. Just like so. And then I'll head up one of the lines here. So like say if we're making our perfect north line of this square and a square block. So I'm going to do a stitch in the ditch up that to give it its vein. And then I'm going to, went up a little too far on that one for you, stop about about an inch, 2 inches away, and make another one of these little plumps right here. Plump. And then I am going to work on my feathers, and you're going to get to go backwards on these, which sometimes can give you a little bit of the hives, but just breathe, it's going to be okay. So we're going to come up and make that stem kind of follow down that stitch in the ditch. You want that nice feather shape. So up and back down the stitch in the ditch. Don't stop it once you get right there immediately. Travel it down a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Makes it a lot easier and gives the feather its shape.
Oh.
So come up, down into it, up, and finish off into that one.
I see what you're talking about, the shape. It kind of just, you know, curves
Kind of
it
naturally
under
flows
there.
with
Yeah.
it. Yeah. So for this one, what I'm going to do is we're kind of working it around in a circular fashion. So coming into this space, I'm going to start going this way. I'm not going to finish off this side. So I'm going to start heading this way, and I'm going to start my feathers first before I do my stitch in the ditch line.
Okay.
So I'm going to work here first, so meet them, travel down that line because we have that stencil, so we know where we're going.
Yes. You have that little line marked out for you that you need.
Down, up, down, up to here, down, make that little loop, just like that. And then you can travel backwards if you would like. That's going to be the easiest way, so that's going to then become your stem line.
Okay.
Okay, so traveling backwards this way.
You're starting to get that muscle memory, huh?
Working on it.
You do these feathers all the time.
Working on these feathers, so then we'll come through here, and same thing. That first one was just to get us up to the top to get that stem moving. After that, you will be drawing basically your stem with the feathers meeting back to that point.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yeah,
that
for
works.
sure.
All right, so let's head over to the machine, and let's see what I can do.
Alrighty.
All right, so we're here at my square and a square, and first thing that I'm going to do is grab my basic 8 stencil. I'm going to use the 9-inch one, and then I will grab, I'm going to bring this back a little closer to me so y'all can see it a little better. There we go. And then I will grab my pounce powder. So let me grab my stencil. Remember, label side down. And we are working on this on that 45-degree angle. So we just have to make sure that we remember that. So what we're going to do is match up these points. So I'll take my stencil up. That one's matched. That one's matched. Right there, right there, right there, and right there. I'll grab my pounce powder, give it a nice little hit.
Ooh, you hit it pretty
nice
hard.
little pat, pat.
Pat, pat.
And then I will take and just lightly chalk over it, just like that. And then I'm going to use my light gray chalk pencil. Cousin, don't you just love that light gray?
I love it.
I'm living
I love
for
it
the
so
light
much.
gray right now. Okay, and so we're remembering that these are technically our main lines. So let's put main here, so that way I know what I'm doing. Those are technically the main lines that we're starting with our figure 8. So come in here with our figure 8. And do the same thing right here. Just like so. That first one we will have to create the stem. So head up, give it a little bit of that little plump right there. And then we're going to do our feathers working backwards.
And it's so nice to have that stencil so you didn't really have to question where your stem was
Right,
going or
exactly.
anything.
And we're drawing down the stem.
Down.
It's all about down the stem. So when we're coming back this way, down the stem. Gives it so much more, gives a whole lot better shape.
Yeah.
You can see if I stop it right there,
It's not really.
it's not the same flow.
Yeah, no, you're not
Want
really
it
going
down the stem.
Yeah.
make our little plop, and then down the stem.
It's
down
crazy
the stem.
how just a little bit.
Bit of that
moving
angle, down, it completely changes the shape.
The whole way
I mean,
that
you look at
gonna
this
look.
one compared to its partner next to it.
Yeah.
You're working down the stem. Makes a huge difference. All right, so let's start here in the center. Single stitch. Uh-oh, lost my bobbin thread there. There he is. So single, single, single. And then I will start up my machine. I'm doing that figure 8 first, and I'm going to stop right back here so I can cut my threads real quick so they're out of the way. I don't like threads in my way, as y'all can notice. So figure 8 it. Figure 8 right there. Now for that first one, remember we're traveling up the stem because we have to get in that motion to work around. So we're going to travel up the stem, and we're going to do that little dollop, come down, and then we're doing our feathers down the stem. Down the stem. Pick up, down the stem. Down the stem. So we're going to come this way, and you can start working your way up that other side, down the stem.
So I just went by the questions real quick to see what everybody was chatting about.
Okay.
And somebody has a question for you.
Okay.
They said, how is your finger? It looks a lot better.
Oh, well, thank you for asking. After my unfortunate sawing accident, my finger is a whole lot better, you guys. Thank you so much for asking. Recovery time wasn't that bad. It was just a little scary.
Yeah, for sure.
But my finger is doing a whole lot better. Thank you for asking. So this one, you can see without the chalk line, you can see how those feathers are just turning out absolutely stunning. Working down the stem.
Wow, that is just gorgeous.
Working up that top line, down the stem, down the stem.
I hope I could be like you when I grow up.
Oh, it's just practice. You'll get there. Just getting on that machine and playing.
Yep.
Down the stem, and this is where we get to finish it off. Not too bad.
Not too bad at all. It
like
looks
it.
amazing the way that you got to fill all of that in there.
Yeah, you feel you went all the way up it and you worked around it all the way, so you just kept working all the way throughout that block. Nice and easy. You can work on erasing this chalk with your chalk pencil eraser. As long as you lightly chalk it, you can get that right off. And while you're doing that, you can also erase that light gray, that new light gray chalk pencil.
That new light gray, it's going to come off so easy, so nice.
And the thing about the light grays, you also see it really well on the black.
Yeah,
Really well
and
on
it's
the
not
black.
as harsh as the white, because you know sometimes the white kind of sticks there a little bit. You
Right.
can just get all of that light gray right away in
Right
no
off
time.
and call it a day.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Alrighty. So I'm back over here at the drawing board.
Yes.
And then I am going to look at, my next block that we're going to be looking at is a log cabin. Love a log cabin block. Love, love, love a log cabin
I had
block.
no idea what a log cabin was until I saw you over
She didn't.
here.
I was stitching it out and she was like, what is that called? I was like, that's going to be a log cabin block. But the thing about log cabins, y'all, is I'll use this as the idea that most log cabins, the way that they're pieced, you've got a light side to the log cabin and then you've got a dark side to the log cabin. So I want to show you how to kind of break apart that log cabin, and you can work around it, staying with one thread color the first time, and you can do all the lights across the block, and then you can come around, switch thread colors if you want, and do the darks around the block as well, which is really, really nifty. And we're going to be using most of the piecing lines in our log cabin. So I'm going to give us these little squares here that have it. We use most of the piecing lines in our log cabin as our lines to where we would stop stitching, or to our points of stitching. So the design that I chose, we're on page 25 for this log cabin. And I saw this one, I really liked how it's split in that triangle, but you've got those loops right here that you don't want to cross into that darker or that lighter section, because you might want to change your thread colors on the way back and do those darker sections. So I am going to show you where our starting point would be. Necessarily in this design, we have us starting about here, midpoint. I'm going to actually have us come over here and start in one of the corners. So we're going to start here in the bottom corner, is what I like to look at here. And I'm going to put an S for my start. And now remember, initially we had, let me turn this around so you can see it. Initially we had to do that loop to go into the design. Well, instead of doing that loop, I want you to come to where this piecing line is and just do a little bit of an arc and stop right there, and then continue on about your merry way. And once you do the other side, they'll sync up and look absolutely gorgeous. So we're stopping there, and then we're going to come in to right about here. And once we come into there, we're going to come up with a point and down to the point, come out of this one. And now for this upper one, we will do the full entire loop because we're still on the lighter side of the piecing. Just come over here, loop. You want to meet it at that point. Okay, it's very particular because we want to keep it nice and symmetrical or even or whatever you'd like to call it. Come down to here. Okay, make your way up with the point, back down with the point. And instead of going in with a loop for this side, because now we'd be moving into the darker section of the piecing, we're going to come here, point, and point.
Oh.
Okay?
Okay.
So you can do that because the way log cabins, they look like chevrons most of the time all the way around.
Yeah.
And so you could do all your lighter sections and just
Oh,
chevron
I see what
all
you're saying.
the way
I'm
across.
Them all together
Yep,
now.
yep.
My brain is finally calculating.
Yeah, I got to get to the end of it for all to come together.
Gotta.
So this, you could work that chevron all the way across.
Okay.
Change your thread colors. On the way back, you're just doing the same thing. Coming in here, point. Look at that, look just like a loop.
Yep.
Just like
sure
that.
did.
And then we arc it down to here, arc it up, down, loop it over.
Loop it in there.
Come down.
Nice.
Up, down, point, point.
There you
Just
go.
like that.
And then you can have two different colors.
Two different thread colors. They work evenly across the quilt. It looks really custom because you have those two different thread colors.
Yeah,
And when you
about to
flip that
say.
quilt on the back, it looks like a chevron quilt because there's two different thread
There's
colors.
two different thread colors.
Same idea. Super fast to quilt that out.
Wow.
Isn't that something?
Yeah, isn't
The things I come up with.
That brain, let me
Low key,
tell
I
you,
don't
that
even know
brain.
sometimes. I'm like, I was looking at that. I was like, I think I could break that apart for this log cabin.
I just let you do your thing because I see your ideas and I'm like, I don't know what he's doing, but I know he's got it down and he's going to do it great.
So I'm going to take my basic 8 stencil, got my 9-inch, label down, finding the center of my block, matching up the 4 corners. Okay, so 4 corners are matched up. Grab my pounce powder, give it a hit.
Pat, pat.
Pat, pat. Lightly pounce while holding the stencil over my log cabin block. Just like that, just giving me some general ideas, some general direction to follow. And remember, I said that we'd be using parts of the piecing to find those. So these would be our parts, and I'm just going to put a little circle there so I know where I need to make my loops on the outer sections when we're working with our log cabin. And I was a little off on this one. I'm just going to redraw my line here a little bit. That way I can see it a little bit better. the sides I didn't check all the way. So I'll erase this so it's not confusing. There we go, and I'll erase this one. There we go. So we're following those right there. So let's go ahead and draw it out on the quilt just to give us an idea. So remember in the book it has us starting kind of here in the center. We're going to be starting right here so we can switch those thread colors out if we need to or if you'd like to. So this will be my starting point, and I'm going to make that nice curve into my first piece, and instead of looping it out, we're just going to continue over. So we're going to arc over to here, just like that. And you could take it all the way to the center if you would like. I'm going to stop it right about there, and then we'll come up to there, over to there, and then we will arc it out back over to our point up here. So we're headed this way. Now since we're in the same color at this point, same piecing color, we can just loop right through that at our point, come down, point, point, point to there, and point to there.
Half that circle.
Just like that.
Nice.
I like that.
I cannot wait to see how this comes out.
Yeah.
This looks like it's going to be so much fun.
So you think about this very simple design, but kind of breaking apart the block and seeing how else you can work with it.
Yeah.
And keep quilting. So if you got a big log cabin quilt, like I said, they kind of work most of the time in chevrons. You could do this piece, and since it's connected right here with the light, go this way with it, and that way, and that way, and kind of work your way through it.
I see what you mean.
You with me?
Yes, I am.
Okay, good.
You said chevron. I mean,
You
we
know,
all know
you know
I'm
about a
tadpole,
chevron.
So I was like, kind of know what you're talking about, but now I'm getting it all.
The feel of it.
Yes, yes.
Just breaking that block apart, kind of looking at it a little different.
It's so much fun to see the different blocks that you can do just for this basic 8 stencil.
Oh, for sure. There,
Like,
I mean, you could do it on anything.
Yeah, I was like, I would have never guessed. Like, I see those stencils in the back, and I just think, how do people use these? And now it's just really nice.
Yeah, I think, let me switch this camera angle a little bit, Cousin, if you want to switch back up to the drawing board real quick.
For sure.
Let me switch this camera angle up a little bit more so I can have a easier flow with myself here. Work on it a little easier for me.
So we get that nice log cabin. And
nice log cabin look, 'cause that's what we're trying to go for.
Yes.
That nice log cabin feel.
Make sure we're comfortable when we're quilting.
It's all about comfortable.
Yes.
All about being comfortable. Okay, all right, you can send it back here again. Perfect,
okay.
All right, so I'm gonna take my machine and I can start just kind of following my chalk that I did. So loop, and then we're gonna come through to about right here in our log cabin. Using that piecing line, it's a good place to stop. Nice arc to the point, back to that same, arc over, and we can loop out, coming down, here, here, and then we're gonna point, and we would work that all the way across our quilting design. And what that's going to give me the ability to do is I can up, down, up, down, up, down if I want a chevron to stay light, dark, or light, 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 and then come back and change my thread colors and do the dark. So on the way back, just to make it look seamless, you'll meet those points right there so it looks like a loop. And then you'll come down, point, point, through this because we're in the same thread color. Up there, arc it, here, and here. So we can come pull up our threads and give them a nice little snip snip. Just like that.
Look how great that looks.
A little bit of snip. So something really light. If you want to take it a little closer into the center to fill up that piecing as much as you can definitely arc that point in and go all the way into that center point if you want to. And then draw that long point on the way out. Nice design idea as well. Take that.
I love
just like
the log cabin in the back. I
Yes.
guess you would say. I like the lines, how they're kind of, you know, just going straight, vertical.
Yeah. I like the way that they kind of move. I like the way that they work. And I just think I think it's cool just breaking apart that block and looking at it a little bit of a different way.
For sure.
Okay, so next block, I've got a lot of them for you tonight, y'all.
Yes, you do, and
I know.
can't wait to
I'm sorry, I'm not trying to keep y'all. I'm trying to get moving. I have so much fun with this. So much fun. Okay, so the next block I want to look at would be a pinwheel block. And what's really, really cool and kind of funny is going to be that the pinwheel is also a basic 8, if you really look at it. The pinwheel is a basic 8. So I wanted to show you that you could use those same ideas that you've been learning with this basic 8 stencil on a block that is a basic 8 block at the same, at the heart of it. And so what I can do is I can break apart my pinwheel. This is the design that I'm doing. If you look, it looks like 2 nice separate designs like we just kind of got doing over with the log cabin, the way this one works. Now you could continue it all the way around and just do that loop through, but if you just wanted to touch those points like that and then come down, touch those same points again, you have that ability. This one's really easy, super easy to do. We're just going to work through the whole thing. So I'm going to come here. That's my starting point. And I will come up with a nice arc, just kind of start my heart. Point that, arc up, point, arc down, point, come out with a nice heart, and work your way like that. You'll come over, same way over here, so we'll work around it. A nice heart, point, 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 just like that. Point, point. Oh, that one was loose. Oh, she's special.
Oh, but she's still cute.
She's still cute. That's why I love dry erase markers. We got upgraded.
Yes. And you have the colors now.
No. So point, point, point. Oh, she's special too. Oh well.
Hey girl. Hey.
All right, so I'm gonna take this over to the machine and quilt out that nice, easy pinwheel block for us. So right here at our pinwheel. And we are, if you're following along with me, we're on page 21 right now. And I'm going to take my chalk pencil just to kind of give you that first idea. So we're starting here in the center. So start, come out with that nice heart shape like that. Point, point, and then mirror it on this side, just like that. So come out with my heart. Point, point, mirror it, and work your way all the way around. And you can definitely draw this all the way out if you would like to, or just start with one and then you can freehand the rest.
I love that you're doing the hearts, because my mom's favorite designer hearts, and I was thinking about doing that too.
Auntie does love those hearts.
She does, everything she has.
So you can see that we didn't even need the basic 8 for this one, but we're using the design choices from the book to kind of give us the idea to follow this pinwheel design, which ends up basically being a basic 8. So I can take this.
How convenient.
Start stitching for real. Point, 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 and down. So same thing here. Come over, point, 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 and down. Move my threads out of the way. Come over, point, 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 there. Just like that.
Look at her.
She's special.
She's not special. She is beautiful. She is strong. She
She is independent.
She is independent.
So this is going to be that pinwheel block. And you can imagine if you're working with a thread color that kind of eats up color, like Glide has one, it's called Bone. Omni has one, it's called Ash Gray. Sofine has one, I'm blanking, I think it's called Silver Screen. I think it's up. But if you're working with a thread that eats up the color of what's around it, so let's say your pinwheel is like a printed fabric and then the negative space is white, you could still use that same thread color and it'll eat up that color of that fabric and basically turn more of that whiter color or more of that printed color fabric. That way you're working through the pinwheel a whole lot faster and a whole lot easier. You only having to use one thread color and it looks like it's really custom work because it looks like each one of those pinwheels is done individually, which I think turns out pretty cool.
That is pretty cool. I would have.
You know, I've got all these ideas in my head.
I was going to say,
after hours, I get to talk about them.
Yeah.
All right, what am I doing now? Bear claw?
Yes,
All
sir.
right,
We
we'll
are
do
doing the bear claw,
bear
which
claw. Got one.
never heard of.
One more.
but-
She saw that and she's like, "That looks like a bear claw." I was like, "That's the name of the block." So we're gonna be working on the bear claw, and I'm actually going to break it apart into multiple different pieces.
Oh, okay.
So I think it's pretty cool. And what we're gonna do is start with the part of the bear claw, and this is gonna be the first inner square. This one's just gonna be really flowy, really well, kind of going that same idea that we had with the initial one. We're on page 19, and that's the design that we're working with for part of the bear claw. And then I'll show you another cool trick for the other piece of it. So I am going to start here in the starting point, and we'll work up this way first. So come in with a nice arc to a point, come down to a point. This one's gonna be a heart, so we'll arc over. We love hearts, just like that. Point, point, heart, point, point, heart, point, point, and heart, just like that. So really nice, simple design to throw in, and then we're gonna break that bear claw apart a little bit and switch it up on how we're gonna do it.
Nice.
Okay, so let's go over to the bear claw. Sorry for keeping you guys so long tonight. I just keep talking. I don't know. I've got so many cool ideas in my
There's so
head.
many ideas that make up for all the other.
So many more ideas just keep flowing. Okay, so taking my basic 8, we're gonna do these two first. So taking my basic 8, using our 9-inch basic 8 here, match those points up best I can. Just like that. Grab my pounce powder.
Pat, pat.
Pat, pat. We'll do one there, just like that. And then I need to do another one up in this section of the block right here. So we'll take this one.
When you're doing it in that small little section, are there certain points that you're kind of aiming for? Or
Still, just looking at the block as a smaller entity, and I'm still meeting those 4 outer corner points.
Gotcha.
That's kind of what I'm lining
Okay.
up for. Good question. All right, so page 19, starting in the center here. Go whichever direction you want. I'll head this way first. So these 45-degree lines, we're going to come out with little points. Nice little arc. For our north, south, east, and west points, this will be a heart.
Oh, you know
Heart.
your directions.
Point. Heart. Oh, goodness. She's special. Point. Heart. And point. Just like that. So we're going to do those in both of those real quick. You'll see what I do on those other sides. I don't think I've even told Cousin about what I'm doing on those
I was
sides
going
yet.
to say, I'm over here just like, what is he about to quilt onto here?
I'm breaking apart this block a lot on this one.
Yeah.
So coming in with my first point, so working on my 45. Point. Point. Working with my heart. Grab my threads out of the way. You know how I am about my threads.
Oh, yes. Gotta get those out the way. They're a distraction.
Take that down. Point it. Point. With our heart. Just like that. Once you get that muscle memory going, you're flying through this one.
Yeah, I can tell.
like
Somebody
that.
has a lot of muscle memory. They
I
are
know, that
just-
one's just flying through. So that would be the same idea. You put here, and you put here in the open space.
Okay.
Okay? Then we've got our half square triangles here. You see that? You see our half square triangles?
Yes.
Okay, so
That's
what I
a
want to do,
triangle is not what I said earlier.
you're fine. What I want to do is I want to look at these just like we did our pinwheel block.
Okay.
Break it apart in the pinwheel. So you've got 2 different triangles.
Mm-hmm.
We basically did this right here. We start here, come up with that heart, point, point, come down,
Oh, I see.
work. You've got a stitch in the ditch, so
that
to that
line up.
piece. So use your straight edge to do that.
Okay.
And then you'll do this here, 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 here. You're going to stitch in the ditch over here, and you're going to stitch in the ditch over here. You'll do this right here. Oh, machine's on the way. Sorry, guys. stitch in the ditch, just like that.
Nice.
So it kind of gives it that same flow. The hearts go hand in hand with the hearts in this inner piece. Looks like a really nice custom job, but you really didn't have to do a whole lot to achieve that look. These last few blocks have really just taught you how to break apart.
Yeah, break apart the blocks into just smaller blocks, essentially, is kind of what this bear claw is
Exactly.
looking a little bit like.
Yeah. So we'll start here and go up. Okay. And then we're just going to start with our loops. So half of that heart, point, point, heart down. You can use your straight edge with your ruler base on and follow the stitch in the ditch, just like that.
Straight edge is amazing.
So straight edge or a ruler,
Yes.
whatever you want to call it. And then I'm just going to eyeball this one instead of using my straight edge right now. But there, and that way, and there.
You
Stitch
are
in the
doing
ditch.
so good, cousin.
Oh, thanks, cousin.
I am loving the way these blocks are coming out.
And we stop there. Just like that.
I'm so glad we end with you so they could see some amazing artwork.
Oh, you did some amazing artwork too.
Oh.
Oh, you know what I also
Thanks
just,
for the
you know what I just
confidence
noticed?
booster. What?
Those little points look like the actual like nails of the bear claw.
Oh my gosh, they do!
That was not
Like little
intentional.
claws.
That was not intentional by any means. So you'd have that piece here, and then you'd also have it there as well. But that really just kind of softens that bear claw. Really easy to stitch that out really fast. Gives it a nice frame as well. All right, I've got one more.
Last one.
Got one more. They asked for an hour-long
I know,
show.
they
I'm
sure
giving them an
did.
hour-long
We're
show
giving
now.
it to 'em. You ask and we give.
Let me try. All right, so last but not least, we're going to be working with a double wedding ring, okay? And I have got page 44 on our Basic 8 1 and 2 book. So this is what we're going to be working with, and this is broken into 2 different parts, okay? We're going to draw this out as if it were a regular block, but we're going to adapt it to the inner part of our double wedding ring quilt. I'm going to have these actually come all the way to the point. I want this to be a little bit more dramatic. So I'm going to start here in the point, and I'm going to come up, and these would be actually kind of the curves of our double wedding ring. So take it nice into those points of the double wedding ring, curve it out, just like that. Come down, do a nice big curve even if you want to, a nice big curve. There we go. Sorry, I'm in my head for a second. Same
Don't
thing
be
here.
in your head.
Sometimes it happens.
Just go with the flow.
You're doing this all the way around, y'all. All the way around. Just like so. And don't be afraid to slow down and think about it sometimes, because you really get moving and you're like, oh, wait, where was I headed?
Yeah, slow and steady, slow and steady.
Just like that, okay? So I went all the way out to our corners here. You can do that if you'd like to stop there, because you know, imagine this is going to be a little bit of a different shape. If you want to come in with a little bit of an extra echo, you could come in and take these extra pieces and do an arc right in here once you're done. We'll see how we feel about it once we get over to the quilt. You could arc into it like that, just to kind of give it a little bit of a different flow. I'm probably going to do that, just to give you the idea. But we can head right over to our double wedding ring. I think I'm ready, okay?
Yes, sir.
And
we are all ready.
remember, we're on page 44, y'all. We're on page 44.
44.
So, taking my basic 8-line stencil, label down, matching it to the 4 outer corners of the inner part of my double wedding ring.
I see what the double wedding ring is now. I've had customers call and ask me if I know what it is, and I always have to tell them no because I have no clue what they're talking about.
Let me see if Corey's available.
Yeah, definitely. Let me find somebody real quick.
So I'm take my stencil, hold that down a little bit, using my chalk, just like that. Oh, look at that, she's pretty.
Ooh, she is.
And then I can start my drawing. So remember, I wanted to take it all the way to the center to really fill up this double wedding ring piece. So I'm starting here in the center point, giving it a nice curve out and coming all the way in with the loop. So a nice curve out here and loop it all the way into that section, really fill it in. So here, Come over here, just like that. 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 Like that. Get into that nice loop there. Like that. And like that. And once you're done with that, if you really want to give it that little bit of that extra flair, you could come into these outer four corners and travel up the ditch a little bit of that double wedding ring and then give yourself a little bit of an arc right there.
Ooh, I like the way that you put this inside of the wedding ring.
Travel, travel, thank you. There, travel a little bit, arc it, travel up, travel down using your straight edge or an arcing ruler. Echo in here, using the ditch. A little bit of an echo, and a little bit of an echo.
Wow.
So if you want to take it that far, you can, or you can just leave it with that inner piece.
Okay.
Still looks great like that.
Yeah.
It's absolutely stunning like that. So come into our starting point, a few single stitches, and we can start her up.
Those curves are nice.
I'm trying, definitely trying
nice,
with my curves, that's for sure. There we go, get those threads out of the way.
I feel like you've had a lot of muscle memory learning from all the past weeks and all the curves that you
A lot of
guys
muscle
are
memory
always,
tonight.
Yeah.
But the Basic 8 is just so universal.
It is.
And I think we had a question in the news feed or in the comment section about what's really the difference between this and the spiderweb stencil that we covered last week.
Yes.
Now the spiderweb just has a whole lot more lines.
As I was saying, in spiderweb they have a lot more lines, just kind of going out everywhere.
A little bit more of
else.
intricate designs.
Okay.
This Basic 8 just flows really well across multiple things. The spiderweb can be a little bit sometimes more particular.
Yes.
But we also used it in mini blocks last week too. So
we did.
I mean, you can use them both really
just...
well. Love the stencils, but it's a winning combo with that book though. The spiderweb book gives you so many ideas as well.
I was gonna say that book had so many ideas that didn't even really have to do with just like art designs. Like I showed the one that had like the 2002 in the middle and all
for those
names.
it looked like those T-shirt quilts.
Yeah, exactly. And I was like, that would just be absolutely perfect for it.
So here I'm just using the ditch of my double wedding ring. And I'm just free motioning this. You could definitely use a template. And I'm just coming in with a little bit of an arc to fill in that extra space that we have.
Nice.
Just like that.
Look how
I like
gorgeous.
I
really like that.
I think that turned out pretty good.
I think it turned out amazing.
Okay, I absolutely love it. Well, what'd y'all think?
Yeah, I want to hear everything, especially about yours. I mean, yours are...
That was a lot. I had an absolutely amazing time tonight. We were using the Basic 8 book.
Basic 8.
Always remember book in 1, 2, that thing, what she said. Book 1 and 2. Always remember that everything you see here that we're using is on our website, right there, longarmsupplies.net.
Yes.
And we also have a promo code for the books.
Yes.
Use After Hours LEQ at checkout, and that would get you 20% off the books individually.
Love a good bargain.
Love a good bargain.
Love bargains.
Love balling on a budget.
Saving money.
All the time, it's the best.
Balling on a budget.
So, Summer, I want to thank you so much for joining me again this week and being my special guest.
Of course. Thank you for allowing me on here and allowing me to do my quilting without any experience.
You did great.
Thank you.
They love it. They do. You did great. Well, I will send you back behind the camera so we can finish it off. I know she likes it behind the camera.
It, but I love you guys too. But back there it's a lot easier, less pressure. Bye, you guys.
Thank you so much for joining me, Summer. Okay, so like I said, looked at Basic 8 1 and 2 tonight. We also looked at the Basic 8 stencils. So we've got the 9-inch and the 14-inch stencil. So if you're working with a little bit of a larger block, you might need this one. Also comes in handy really well for finding the centers of blocks if you're a computerized quilter. I know we have a lot of computerized quilters watching. This one just fits perfectly to find the centers of those points sometimes. Someone said thanks, Corey and Cousin. Yeah, Summer's cousin. That's weird. I never really say her by her real name. Call her cousin. Next week we'll be looking at Basic 8, 3, and 4. So that's going to be the third and the fourth book in the series. So we'll be looking at the designs in there, some more intricate designs, some really cool, complex designs. And I just thank you so much for joining us. And we'll see who's my guest next week. Right now it's just kind of a toss-up. Who's going to be my guest next week? I guess we'll find out. Tune in next week, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time here at After Hours LEQ. I'll see you next time. Bye.